Hey guys, so this isn't the video I wanted to be making. I actually recorded this earlier, but it wasn't uploading because I did it on my phone. But like I had to say something because I can't believe that this happened, and I think the fact that it happened and the response coming from some people have me really, really worried. By now, I'm pretty sure you heard about what happened with Logan Paul. Um, he has been. I honest to God don't give two flying fucks about Logan nor Jake Paul. In fact, I believe that when I started looking into their antics, mostly because I kept hearing that uh, Jake Paul was causing property damage in his neighborhood, and I kept seeing like all that shit. And like I watched a couple of videos to try and grasp the situation, and then when I saw what their parents were like, I can honestly say that Jake and Logan Paul are the results of kind of the Lindsay Lohan school, the Lindsay Lohan parental school where her parents pretty much shilled her out for money and were very destructive and disruptive and mostly trying to get into the limelight and everything, and it affected her just like how it's affected them, to the point where they just don't really have a regard for anything else as long as it gets them. They only care about the views and the fame and going viral and shit. And I know Logan, from what I am seeing in articles, is 22. I am 24. There is no goddamn excuse for what he did. It's honestly beyond words, and the only thing that's popping up in my mind is highly disrespectful and disgusting. He was filming, I guess, these vlogs he's doing in Japan, from which what people tell me from what they've seen are also pretty fucking disrespectful. But he went into the very famous suicide forest. I can't pronounce it right now because I'm really tired and I'm probably gonna butcher it. But the very popular suicide forest, and if you aren't aware, Japan has, I think, one of the highest suicide rates in the world for a developed nation. Apparently, the number has gone down since last year, but it's still extremely high. Japan has an issue with suicides and death from overworking, especially as someone who loves anime and frequently looks at the anime industry and the manga industry. That industry alone has a lot of deaths from overworking, and even from from like just other suicides. Sorry, I'm trying to get my stuff together, but they were going in there because I guess they saw that fucking movie with Natalie Dormer where she went in there looking for her sister and thought it was haunted and woo, and guess what, they found a body in the suicide forest. And they kept filming. Now I'll give you this. If you were walking along in the woods, you were trying to record something, and then you happen upon a body, I can give you, like, you're in shock. You don't know what to do. But then, when the shock wears off, you turn off the camera. You delete that footage. And if you want to talk about it, you get by yourself, or maybe the people who you were with when it happened. Sit in a calm, quiet environment. Get fucking serious. Talk about what happened, what you saw, and how it made you all feel. And then talk about the importance of just talking to someone about how you're feeling. About suicide prevention. Fuck, man, like this is just really aggravating, and it's really personal to me because my birthday was Christmas Eve, right? And for that whole week, I did on my personal Facebook page, I had a Facebook donation link to the non-for-profit to write Love on Her Arms. And I heard about them through, guess what, actor Jared Padalecki's Always Keep Fighting campaign. And I had done research on them, and I really liked their message and what they were doing. And I thought that for my first year fundraiser, I would donate to them. So I set the goal low for $50. And, my family and my friends really came through, and we ended up donating about 180, which was amazing. And just to have, just to do that, to hopefully help out with the organization that is trying to prevent suicide. And then this fucknut goes and films somebody hanging from a fucking tree and uses it as clickbait and just I can't. I actually cannot. I'm livid. I'm beyond livid, if there is a word for it. I just don't understand. The fact that he's fucking 22 means not a goddamn thing. He is beyond that point, okay? Because if I pulled this kind of shit, I would hope that you all would jump on my ass and tell me, what the fuck are you doing? But because it's Logan Paul and he's only 22, he's just a child, the fuck he is. He's not a child, but you know what? His followers are children. Like 10, 11, 12-year-olds who just saw that. Like, their parents aren't monitoring them. If we've known anything from YouTube in the past year, like especially with the whole YouTube kid video shit, these fucks are just sitting their kids in front of a laptop or iPad or iPhone and just saying, leave me alone for a couple of hours while their kids watch whatever the fuck. They're not doing anything with this shit. I mean, back when the internet was something new, my mother at least made sure when I was younger to kind of police what I was watching, to make sure that it wasn't extreme content. Like seeing someone hanging from a fucking tree. Now, she let me watch stuff with swearing, if it's not obvious enough. But I didn't start swearing until I was much, much older, when I knew I could. Like, I don't fucking understand this. And I think there are two things that blow my goddamn mind. One being his apology, which I'm going to quote. I'm going to read this to you, and I'm going to quote where I retweeted it from, because I'm going to quote 2 retweets after this fact. This is what he says. Where do I begin? Let's start with this. I'm sorry. This is a first for me. I've never faced criticism like this before because I've never made a mistake like this before. I'm surrounded by good people and believe I make good decisions, but I'm still a human being. I can be wrong. I didn't do it for views. I get views. I did it because I thought I could make a positive ripple on the internet, not cause a monsoon of negativity. That's never the intention. I intended to raise awareness for suicide and suicide prevention, and while I thought, quote, if this video saved just one life, it'll be worth it, end quote, I was misguided by shock and awe as portrayed in the video. I still am. I do this shit every day. I've made a 15-minute TV show every single day for the past 360 plus days. One may understand that it's easy to get caught up in the moment without fully weighing the possible ramifications. I am often reminded of how big of a reach I truly have, and with great power comes great responsibility. For the first time in my life, I'm regretful to say I handled that power incorrectly. It won't happen again. I love everyone. I believe in people. I'm out here. Peace. The peace sign emoji. Hashtag Logang for life. One person I retweeted this from said, an extremely dangerous narcissistic response. Never mentions the victim, the family, suicide prevention, only maybe, possibly once in that. I'll give him his response that. Mental health, definitely not, or any signs of general remorse. Just a bunch of I's and me's. This is an apology on aspects that affect him and him alone. Absolutely heartbreaking. And then Philip DeFranco, he tweeted this with the apology. I don't want to hate. I want this to be a teachable moment. After reading the apology, I don't think it will be. Less, quote, I get a ton of views without dead guys, and more of the, quote, sorry I put a dead guy in the thumbnail and video would have been the beginning of my advice. And that's essentially it. Like, he is so wrapped up in his own bullshit that he's only thinking about the ramifications against him. And it's kind of that same mentality that his fans are doing. They say like, oh, it wasn't disrespectful because he blurred out the face. You all are just hating on him because he had 15 million followers. No. It's still disrespectful because the moment he saw that body, one, he should have stopped filming. Two, he should have called the goddamn police. Three, if they needed evidence, take that film to the police. Four, if he really did give a single solitary fuck about suicide prevention, then he would have sat his ass down in a more serious environment and talked about this shit. He would have talked about it in a more serious way, but no. Instead, he uses a clickbait title. He used a clickbait title, a clickbait thumbnail, and only until after he started getting all of the hate and the criticism did he take it down. Because I don't know if he's back in the States or not, but he recorded that footage, sat on it for a while, edited it, rendered it, probably watched it once, edited it again, watched it twice to make sure it was okay, and then uploaded it and let that shit sit for a couple of hours. And it was only until a whole bunch of people finally woke the fuck up and realized that this is wrong did he take it down. Nowhere in that whole process of making a video did he just think, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe this could be possibly disrespectful. Because as far as we know, that man has not been identified. I don't even know if the Japanese police knew that man was out there. So, you just found some random man by accident and exposed his death to the world, and his family, if he had a family, would have probably just found out because some random ass YouTuber found their poor loved one's body and decided to videotape it and put it up on the internet. But we're making excuses for him because he doesn't know any better. But we'll call out other people who videotape people dying or, who find dead bodies or who beat up people for views. But, we give Logan Paul a pass because he's 22 and he doesn't know any better. He's learning, guys. He's learning. No. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Okay, this is beyond that. Especially when most of your family, and I mean your brother, have been in a certain kind of limelight most of their lives, especially under a very tight rein like Disney. I would have hoped you picked up something from their fucking PR department while you all were getting them Disney checks from him, okay? This isn't turning out how it is. I'm just like venting at this point because, like I said, I can't fucking believe it. And especially after, I just told you about with To Write Love on Her Arms. I'm infuriated. And, you know what? If you saw that video or if just this whole subject is affecting you, I'll have some links and some numbers down below to help out. Because this shit ain't funny. This shit should not be used for views. Like, and just the fact that these kids are going with them. And I never thought I would fucking say this in my entire life, but Keemstar had a good point on his Twitter where he was talking about how these kids are like in this cult. And they're following a guy who literally believes his own bullshit. This isn't like a Filthy Frank who we know is satire, we know is parody, we know is like exaggerating bad points. Like Logan and Jake Paul on some level believe their own bullshit and are convincing other kids to believe it too and to stick up for them. And I think that's the scariest thing. And I can just only hope that they wake up soon. Because I mean, I followed people who like they're like believe their own bullshit before, and I would defend them, but then at some point my ass woke up and I realized how dumb I was being. And I can only hope that it happens soon for them, because this video went on longer than I wanted to, but I did. I just ranted and I had to get that off my chest because I just can't fucking believe this. So thank you all for listening. Sorry this isn't like a different kind of video, but certain circumstances beyond my control came up, and yeah, thank you for listening. And sorry for all the cursing. This video isn't going to be monetized anyway, just so you know. And I don't know, comment what you think down below. All right.